Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, this past weekend we had a pretty notable fight, not in America, but in the UK. In the Cruiserweight division, we had Tony Bellew defending that WBC Cruiserweight title against BJ Flores. He stopped BJ Flores in the third round. You know, it was pretty much easy work of him, finished him off real well. But what really caught people's attention wasn't so much the fight itself, but what transpired after the fight, because David Haye was sitting ringside, and Bellew saw him. So Tony Bellew had a couple choice words for him. I'm going to read you guys an excerpt from Boxing Scene from an article I pulled up, because he said this about David Haye, and then I'm going to play you the clip from that interview, so we'll dissect from there. He said, I quote, "David Haye is everything that is wrong with boxing. He is the reason that we don't have boxing constantly on terrestrial TV, because he's fighting clowns constantly." I mean, honestly, David Haye, David Haye is a guy that obviously has great skill. David Haye is a guy who, at one point in time was very highly regarded, and he deserved to be highly regarded due to what he showed in the ring. But David Haye, like many fighters, not just in America, but in boxing in general, has rested on his laurels. And the dude has been fighting, straight bums for a very long time. All the fights that really mattered, you look at his fight with Klitschko, Vladimir Klitschko, that was like one of the biggest heavyweight fights that's happened in a while, honestly. That was one of the bigger heavyweight fights of this century. And that was when David Haye was at his peak. That's when David Haye talked himself into a fight. That's when David Haye, had the shirts where it was Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko's heads both cut off, and he was holding it in his hands. It was on a shirt. I don't know if you guys remember that, but David Haye's always been a guy who is more bark than bite. He's always been a guy who talks a great game, but could really never back it up when it really mattered. When he was supposed to fight Tyson Fury in a big domestic fight over there in the UK, he pulled out due to a little toe injury. Against Klitschko, he got gun shy, and we didn't see those blazing fast combinations that we were used to seeing. Then he had the audacity to get in Shannon Briggs' face and say that, hey, if you fight my undercard, I'll fight you next in September. September came and went, and that fight has still not happened. So David Haye, for all the skill he does possess, he lacks heart. He doesn't have the heart of a champion. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, Tony Bellew will get destroyed by David Haye. We'll see, man, because history has shown us that David Haye, whether it's a heavyweight or anywhere, basically anyone who really was willing to hold their ground and not be afraid of this guy, beat him. Whether it was mentally or in the ring. Klitschko beat him. Freaking Shannon Briggs, mentally had destroyed him. So we'll see what happens. I know Tony Bellew is not Shannon Briggs. He is not Vladimir Klitschko as far as how big he is, but Bellew is a very confident fighter right now. He's a guy who's coming off of, beating, I can't remember his name, but the guy from the Congo that he knocked out, who's ranked like number 9 in Ring Magazine. That's who he beat for the title in a very entertaining fight. He beat BJ Flores, who really isn't the best cruiserweight in the world, but still a name opponent. So he's very confident right now. And David Haye would actually beat Tony Bellew, he'd finally get some respect, because honestly he hasn't done anything to gain any respect over the last couple of years. So I'm going to play you guys this clip, and we'll dissect from there. Here's the Tony Bellew post-fight interview, what he was saying to David Haye.
Putting the bins away. Them two guys you fought last two were a joke, and you're robbing everybody who pays to come in the arena. Listen, you predicted BJ was going to beat me, didn't you? You predicted he was going to beat. He got smashed, and you see you're going to get smashed too. I don't care how dangerous you think you are. We remember what happened when I was an amateur. We remember what happened when I was an amateur and you would fight for the British title. Me and Pricey spanked you in the gym, and the next day you pulled out to get Mark Upton. And you know what? With 10 ounce gloves on, boy, I'll put you and that pathetic haircut to sleep.
So, how does this fight happen? Because the WBC...
Listen, I don't care. Listen, SpongeBob SquarePants, I'll deal with you in a boxing. I don't fear you. You've got this big all on yourself. I don't care. I get 10 ounce gloves on and I don't care. I smashed your buddy, your playmate, your playboy, your nightclub buddy, and I will smash you the exact same way.
So would you do it at heavyweight?
I will do it anyway. I'll go cruiserweight. He's really a cruiserweight. If the truth be known, he's the same dimensions as me. I have a little bit more fat and he's a bit better looking. But the top and bottom of it is, he's his dimensions put him at cruiserweight. He's 6'3", the same as me, but with that SpongeBob hairstyle, he's about 6'4". He's a cruiserweight. He's going to heavyweight because he loves money and he loves big paydays. Well, brother, I'm the biggest payday you can get hold of right now, so bitch, we better do it soon.
Okay, apologies if anybody is offended. Eddie, come join us here. Promote to
So there you have it. Tony Bellew not pulling any punches with his interview. You know, he made a couple interesting remarks. Apparently, when David Haye was fighting for the British title, you know, on the come up, he had been in a sparring match with not just Tony Bellew but David Price, and according to Bellew, they both put it on David Haye real bad in sparring. So I don't know how much truth there is to that, but if there is, that's got to be in the back of David Haye's mind. And he also made another interesting point, saying that, you know, while David Haye is fighting a heavyweight, he's really a cruiserweight, and he just goes to heavyweight because he likes paydays. And honestly, he's not wrong about that, because when we look at the dimensions of David Haye, you know, he's 6'3", with a 78-inch reach. Tony Bellew is himself 6'3" with a 74-inch reach. Now, obviously, he's got shorter arms, so he'd be at a disadvantage there. But height-wise and dimension-wise, they're very, very similar. So if Bellew is going to move up to heavyweight, you know, why not? For that fight, you know, it'd be a huge fight. You know, Eddie Hearn is the guy who promotes Tony Bellew. Eddie Hearn is a guy who knows how to put on great events. Eddie Hearn, should that fight ever come to fruition, I'm sure would sell it out in less than 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because the dude just knows what he's doing. So Tony Bellew, man, yeah, I'm with him. I want to see it. I know a lot of people are saying he's going to get smashed. I'm with him. Because honestly, David Haye, for all the skills he has, lacks just as much heart. So I think Tony Bellew will rip his heart right out from him, and he'll find a way to get it done. Because the dude is a very confident fighter, very solid fighter, and if David Haye even dares trade in the middle of the ring with Tony Bellew, he's getting iced, and that's a fact. So let me know what you guys think. Tony Bellew calling out David Haye, saying that he's everything wrong with the sport of boxing. Yeah, I would actually kind of agree with him. Yeah, I would agree with him. David Haye's pretty much become a prima donna ever since, you know, he beat Nikolai Valuev way back when. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Danian. So until next time, take care, guys.